command center if it doesn't get cancelled this time, but it looks like it's going to run. Ooh, I'm not sure if that was cancelled or whether the bendings just absolutely destroyed that and completely cost him all those minerals, but it looks like there's some nice pressure back here on these SCVs. Now he's running up and trying to take out some marines, and if he gets that infestor in place he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to a lot of these marines. Ooh, this could... he manages to lift that command center, but if they get some nice fungal growth off over here, then it's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of these. Ouch, that's going to sap a lot of energy, and now he's getting some nice infested towns down, which might be able to take down the medevac, but no, looks like he's going to be drawing back, and he lost most of his infestor down. His roaches did almost no damage. So while he did quite a bit of damage to quite a lot of these marines, the medevacs were just able to heal it, because he wasn't able to land any killing blows whatsoever really, and now this infested is going to die as well. Just kind of sat there, not really able to do much to run away. So now, didn't really lose as many SCVs as he might have hoped, and it looks like he's going to send another force in over here to try and catch him as he moves out, to put some pressure on at the front over here. And it looks like we might get some marines moving out as well. No, it looks like they're just going to kind of stick around by this planetary fortress. So we've got another force coming in at the back here, and he might be able to take down this command center this time if it doesn't get repaired. But he's got some nice tank positioning over here, just exploiting this little slip like I mentioned earlier. Although for defensive purposes instead of offensive purposes, and he should really move his roaches down and take out these SCVs. Yep, and it looks like the command center is going to lift off, and he might be able to use this first. No, he didn't have enough energy from fungal growth. Now he's going to use all his forces again. So he's kind of not really managing to achieve anywhere near as much as we hope, and he's just losing a lot of these roaches to these marines. And there's just so many marines, and they're 2 on upgraded now against... I'm not sure if any forces that I can find. So we've got 1 carapace upgrade, and we've got 2 on upgrades for the Terran, and he's just repairing this now finally, and not on the tanks, but that's not really too much of a problem. So we've got another expansion coming up here for Luvsic, which is also a bit exposed, and this one really might be able to get taken down because he's not able to build up too much defense. Because at the moment he's able to rally all his units up here, but these tanks are slow pushing forward, and they're going to be able to destroy the territory if he doesn't manage, if he doesn't hold off his slow pushing. And nice fungal growth, wow! All of those marines absolutely melt to all the banelings and his fungal growth, so he's able to hold off that push for now, but he's really going to need to deal with the tanks soon, and they're nicely positioned here from the STC, so he's got a tank over here, tank here, tank here, and they're all able to almost cover each other, especially from the mainly melee-based Zerg. And part of the problem is that the Luvsic's not really able to get any Mutalisks which will be able to deal with the tanks, because it looks like these tanks are going to be able to absolutely just go to town on this hatchery now. Although he's got... yeah, this hatchery's no longer to live, even if he decides to try and hold it up. This is going to lose a lot of forces in his activities, so you might just have to sack this and just focus on having the third base over here. But this hatchery is almost dead, yep. And there we go, not too much of a surprise. It was a pretty risky hatchery to take in the first base, and there's not really much he can do to try and push the Terran force back, because they can just bunker up around this planetary fortress, so it's not really looking too good on him for Luvsic, and we might see him lose this game. He's got a lot of banelings though, and a lot of infestors, so I guess this marine force is not going to have too much of a problem. It's just the tanks in the background which can basically just take him out completely, and wow, all of those marines just die to 1 fungal growth and a few banelings. So nice bit of use there, and we've got another drop up here which isn't going to be able to take out this hatchery because he's rolling for banelings. But you can see, oh, he's going to try and focus on the tank, and he's just taking more damage there than he really needed to. So we've got some infested Terrans going down now to try and take out the medevacs, but they're just going to get melted possibly by the tank eventually, although he does manage to take out 1 medevac. And that's not too bad because it just puts a bit of energy on those infestors. But now again we've got another little medevac force and another marine force, and if he manages to take out that medevac, no, it doesn't look like he's going to, even though it's a loaded medevac, which is nice fungal growth on that. But unfortunately he's not able to take it out, so all those marines don't die, and they're just going to run up here again and start attacking this hatchery again, and eventually it looks like he might wear it down. So that's another hatchery gone, that's another expansion gone, so it's really not looking good. And it doesn't look like the STC is taking the 4th expansion. Oh no, sorry, my bad. Just as I say that, I find out that he is taking the 4th expansion, so he's going to take a pretty commanding economic lead, and these some roaches here just butting their heads against these tanks and absolutely achieving nothing. So more forces dying, and this infestor looks like he might get caught out any second now. And I think basically a lot of drones, but not a lot of forces. Haven't had the unit calculation on for a while. Just got a few roaches, a tiny handful of zerglings, and a few banelings, and yep, Luvsic loses, and he just couldn't push back against the STC, couldn't get enough of an economic advantage and couldn't do enough damage when he did his attacks over here. So even though he went in a couple of times, he didn't manage to kill the CC, he didn't kill enough drones, and he just lost too many units each time. And the STC managed to set up a nice defense here around his planetary fortress and just push out with the tanks as the Terran can do. And because of that heavy marine force, luvsic wasn't really able to do anything using any muta play, and he wasn't able to really tech up and get enough economy going for any kind of tier 3 tech like broodlords. So he just ended up losing to this tank push down the middle and the few marines which managed to take out his kind of quite far base. And that's one of the main problems with this map, is it's really hard for a Zerg to just take any third expansion and be able to hold it very easily, because the Terran's just got such an advantage down this middle bit with the ability to get the planetary fortress and then just kind of tank up and do a slow push out. And these edge expansions are always kind of pretty exposed, because the Terran can just break the rocks and run out some marines, or as you saw, he can just send some marines up here and take out any expansion. So not too surprising that luvsic didn't manage to lose. Not really his fault, it's more the map's not the best map for Zerg. And even though we didn't see too much Q play over here, there's just so many ways in which the Zerg's kind of going to suffer every time at the hands of the Terran. So I hope you enjoyed the game. It was a reasonably good game, kind of expected outcome given the map, and 2 top level players. You can see here the APMs, just in case you want to care about that. And the STC won, not too surprising, and they both played pretty well considering the map.